about this whole, we were discussing actually earlier today back in the newsroom that there is possibly even, I have to look into this again, but a law that kind of says that if there is a sex change, the marriage is legal. Is that, do you know anything about that?
Yes. Yeah, it's actually right here in your fact sheet.
Can you slide the microphones over?
Oh, sorry.
And this is Lou Weaver. He's the president of the Transgender Foundation of America. Can y'all hear? Mm-hmm. Is this good?
Okay. On the fact sheet, the question, to answer your question, there is a law, and it's down here at the bottom. It says Title 1, Sub A, Chapter 2, Section 2.005, Subsection B-8 states that a valid marriage certificate can be issued to a heterosexual transgender person for the purpose of obtaining a legal Texas marriage if a transgender person presents an original or certified copy of a court order relating to the applicant's name change or sex change. So it is an actual law. And it goes on, it says, while same-sex marriage in the state of Texas is illegal, actual Texas law, not non-binding case law, recognizes the right of a transgender person to marry. Texas Family Code explicitly does not equate transsexual marriage with same-sex marriage. Actual law was passed by the Texas legislature, supersedes the case law. So when people are saying that that members of the same sex, it's in the Constitution, that they can't get married, these are not the same things by Texas law. This is a heterosexual and transsexual marriage between a man and a woman. So it is valid.
And if nothing else, what we ask is that the press get the story straight. I noticed yesterday, even after Nikki Araguz's lawyers took great pains to express to the press, to all the press, that the law has in fact changed. And the law, Texas law, does in fact recognize transsexual marriage. That was almost entirely absent from yesterday's coverage. While Frank Mann's, the opposition attorneys were shown on TV regurgitating the statement that Texas does not recognize same-sex marriage, again, inaccurately portraying the marriage that Nikki and Captain Thomas Araguz had as a same-sex marriage, when in fact the law clearly states that it was not. So I really encourage you to remember that and to please let your viewers know. That's important information. Yes,
Now, do you know, if, just looking at this law, on the fact sheet, okay, so valid marriage certificate can be issued to a heterosexual transgender person for the purpose of obtaining if the transgender person presents an original or certified copy of a court order related to the applicant's name change or sex change. So did that happen?
What Phyllis said yesterday was as of September 2nd last year, due to the fact that the law was passed on September 1st of 2009. At that time, on September 2nd, that day, Nikki and Thomas entered into the informal law, based on informal marriage, based on all of this, that they were presenting as husband and wife because of this, the transsexual and heterosexual marriage. That was what Phyllis said yesterday.
in other words, they're not going to, Phyllis Fry and Associates, they are not going to try to quibble about when Nikki and Captain Araguz had become husband and wife. Whenever this law passed, they met all criteria to be legally recognized as husband and wife. And that is the law, not case law, the law.
Is there some sort of question as to whether or not they were common law before they actually had the ceremonies? Did they live together for a while before getting married?
Yes, they lived together for about they did it for about a year, then they lived together for some time, then they got married, then they had their honeymoon, Then, 2 months later, she had her surgery.
I guess I'm still just a little bit unclear about, so presenting an original or certified copy of the court order relating to the applicant's name change or sex change. So, I'm sorry, I'm not asking the same thing.
No, it's okay. I think actually this
Was
is probably
that-
pretty confusing because what this says is if I get my name and my gender marker changed, and I have a court order saying that, then I can go to the court and present that, and then I can marry my girlfriend as a man marrying a woman. So that would make it a heterosexual legal marriage, a transgender
Okay,
marriage.
so,
Yeah, but all transgender people, whenever they go through this process, we all have to go get court orders of a name change and the sex change. And those are legal processes that we are all required to go through. I went through it, Carolyn went through it, we all go through it.
oh, okay.
So that I think the sex change thing probably throws people off, but it's actually getting your gender marker changed on your birth certificate, so where it could be amended or changed.
So you all have to do that?
Yes.
So once you all do that, that means that you're abiding?
Yes.
We're abiding by the law, and therefore
Therefore.
legally would have our gender marker
I
listed with
understand.
the new gender. Okay,
Okay.
so that's, yeah,
Thank you.
makes it confusing.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
And again, so you're the president of the board of directors of the, say it again?
the Transgender Foundation of America.